Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, whatever time of day it is when you find this. Um, Sitting down, getting ready to finish off the zodiac readings for the month of April, and I have this song pop into my head. Hadn't started to tap into anything, any zodiac yet, so I feel that this is a very strong um, collective reading, that message that wants to come in maybe for the week. I'm recording this on the 13th of April, but the song I have running in my brain is Hotel California. And I had to look up the meaning of that song. And it is a metaphor for the dark underbelly of the American dream, specifically focusing on the hedonism, greed, and superficiality of the 1970s Los Angeles music scene. Uh, Whatever that means going forward, I don't know. The music scene, I don't know. But um, it represents a journey from innocence to experience, exploring how allure and excess can trap individuals in a glamorous but inescapable lifestyle. Is that not where the majority of humanity is breaking free from right now in the times that we're in? Breaking free from uh, the hold of money, the hold of I see. I'm having a hard time tapping into that, but this is certainly a message that wants to come through. So I don't have the words. Let's just jump into the cards and see. We're gonna tap into the energy oracle. Haven't even had my coffee yet. My eyes are still half shut. But that song just would not leave me alone. Hotel California. Definitely, listened to it all the time when it was coming out back in the 70s. Um, but never even thought twice about what it meant. But, you know, I'm being flashed marriages and partnerships that are all about status. I am being shown like a CEO lording over his minions. I'm hearing this is so interesting in a boardroom. So much of that is collapsing now, and I'm interested to see in what wants to come out for the collective in this Hotel California song. Hello, Miss Luna. I've got to have spirits more than what I can see. She's seeing so much more this morning than I am. Uh, she, she's been really wild again. All right. Well, what do we got here? All of this flipped out. The Door of Value and Angel of Balance. Yeah, I think humanity's stepping up and finally realizing their worth. Their worth. It's funny that I mentioned money specifically. Yeah. Uh, Bottom of the deck, rest and rejuvenation. Uh, yeah, it's not resonating with anything specific for me looking at those cards. So, yeah, let's just tap in. Use just the regular traditional tarot for the collective. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Where I am, the weather is starting to turn in the upward, favorable temperatures. Although it's going to be a rainy day, it's going to be a warm rainy day. Those are some of my favorites, man. Oh, I love a warm rainy day. Birds are out. Oh my goodness, there it is. Oh, Three of Pentacles and three of Wands. So we got two threes. First of all, so the number 3 could be significant for a good group of us. I know it is for me. It's a number that my mom gave me telepathically right before she passed. And I've seen it played out things happening in threes. But I heard building a new American dream when these came out. Building a new American dream. You know, that's going to be. And I'm going to put American dream in quotation marks because that's um, what Spirit's showing me, because this isn't just for those of us who live in the United States of America. This is a collective, but it's the premise of the American dream. You know, the riches and all this, and it's to all of that old stuff has been breaking down over the past decades, for sure, especially in the last 6 years. But I also want to say it's not just the American dream. It's like the new earth is like springing forth from us, um, out into the open for all to see. People. And you may believe this, which is fine. People believe that we are building a new earth. We are remembering our truth, and that's what's bringing. It's really not new. It's I don't know how to explain it. It's not new. I've been there before. um so it's just we're it's the realization that we are it, right? um the past healing a great deal of what we believed in. uh I feel like we're looking toward a new horizon where we're no longer focused on lack, but we're eventually going to be turning around, and a lot of us are, and seeing what we've got. It's like the cupboard's not bare. The bank account really isn't bare. Um, According to the old dream, we have this expectation that it should be more, but there's I'm picking up this the sense of having gratitude now, having gratitude for what you have. But we're definitely building on something. We've been manifesting it for quite a long time, and I want to say it feels like for many that things are about to turn around. Let's say financially, because we've got the Pentacles, we've got the Door to Value here. um let's see what else came out. We've got the Two of Cups, we've got the Queen of Cups. Self-discovery, I'm hearing self-discovery. We've got the Angel of Balance, and now we've got the Two of Pentacles here, which is all about balance, finding the flow. Before, we've some of us may be coming out of a time where there just didn't seem like a flow. It felt like a very bumpy rapids ride, going down the rapids. And I didn't never realize that. I thought those were mountains in the back. And here's the rocky, the wavy water, and the boats are being tossed around, and I was just shown a whitewater rafting excursion, and that's how it's felt like. You're going, and bam, you just run into something that just upends you, or upsets the status quo, or jars the energy field. Definitely coming into some new clarity, some new truths, learning a lot about ourselves in this time, for sure. Many of you are discovering, uncovering, remembering a lot of the lies that we have been living in, and it can be very distressful. Not just the world in general, but our personal lives, the people we've invited in, the people we've thought needed to be in our experience, just because we were maybe even born into the situation, or married into the situation, or something like that. It's just, there's a lot of heart chakra opening. There's a nod here saying that we need to remember to take care of our hearts, to take care of that could be literal, getting some tests done if you're having some nervous system um, dysregulation. Is that the word? That's what I'm hearing. Making sure that that's what I did last year as I went. I've had every organ tested. um, every organ tested, and for the most part, it's clean bill of health with one little hiccup, but that's no big deal. Handling that, taking care of that, healing that. So just a reminder that if you are having that dysregulation in your nervous system, could be having heart palpitations, but we're having heart chakra openings consistently. We're having throat chakra openings consistently, but right now with the Queen of Cups here is just feeling your way through things, and in order to feel clearly, Spirit's got to shake up the old energy in the heart space, right? So it could feel a little cattywampus right now. I don't know where I've ever heard that word, but I love saying it. I don't know why. Wonky, cattywampus. It's fun. It's the word of the day, I guess, because I've heard it a couple of times in my own head. But yeah, just taking care of ourselves after a time of dysregulation. What else for the collective here? Yeah, what we were not seeing, man. Woof, what we were not seeing. I feel like many of us are discovering what has kept us trapped in old paradigms and old mindsets, and Three of Swords, done with that. I can't do it anymore. I'm picking up the sense of like really tuning into our intuition more. Yeah, trusting like I said, feeling your way through it. Kind of trying to figure out where the door to value comes into play here with these cards, Spirit. But we'll definitely get more. I need one more for the spread though, for right now. And this one seems to want to, Divine Feminine Rising. Yeah. I was just gonna say something about the Divine Feminine Empress showing herself right here. Oh, wow. She's done. The Divine Feminine is done with the old status quo in all of us. Not necessarily female. This is the feminine energy within all of us. She is there. That's where the door to the value is. Venus and Taurus. This is knowing your worth, knowing that you are deserving of building this new dream. You are deserving. You know, I overheard something yesterday on a live, and it really hit me because it came up for me a few weeks back. This is for those who are on the twin journey. The reader, I don't know why I'm being asked to not say her name this morning, what I usually do. The reader was expressing to someone about their reading of, go back and, remember the original dream on the twin journey, what to be true and how things are meant to play out, and write it down, put it into writing. Like it's like reigniting that dream for many of us, whether you're on the twin journey or not. This is about reigniting the dream, remembering why you're freaking here, remembering your purpose. Somewhere along the line, the purpose, the dream, kind of got snowballed. It's a word I'm hearing, snowballed. It's not, it doesn't sit. Am I hearing it correctly, Spirit? Snowballed, snowblown, maybe? because what I want to express is something that kind of got covered up, blown to smithereens, or just out of proportion because of 3D experiences. Uh, we need to go back and remember the soul journey, the soul dream, the soul purpose. Um, and we do that by remembering our value, remembering that we are worthy of that in the beginning of what we were given. We are worthy of abundance and prosperity. We are in all forms: love, happiness, joy, money, stability. We are worthy of that. The collective is now finding their footing. I feel like right now, this is no longer cattywampus. It's been for probably the past year, 2 years. Pentacles represent years, so 2 years. Um, I kind of want to say taking the lessons we learned from the first year and integrating them into the year of what we learned the second year, and then finding that middle ground here. I feel like things are definitely coming into balance with this angel of balance here. Finally, it's like temperance energy. Finally, we're recognizing that we've come into this world believing that money has to do with effort. And so we work and we work and we work and we put all this time and energy, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual energy into making a buck so we can pay a bill, or making a buck so we can buy our food, or making the buck so we can, have a vehicle, to get to those jobs, or whatever it is. We've been working so hard, and we believed that was the dream. That was why we should be blessed to be here. But so we worked harder for what? For what? Many of us struggled with the poverty mindset, and because we came here to do so, but I'm not just talking about the poverty of money. I'm talking about the poverty of our worth and our value. um, we didn't see that what we were giving into our careers, or just our jobs, um, we were sacrificing something here. Bits and, slowly over time, it was bits and pieces of our soul that got compromised because of the time and energy and effort that we were putting into a system that we were told we had to be that way in. And now that's all crumbling. You can see it everywhere in the world. You don't have to watch the news. You don't have to read the newspaper. All you got to do is go to a store sometimes, or just go out in public and listen to the conversations. Things are breaking down. People are getting pissed. They're recognizing the intolerance, the injustice of their own, of the things that we were taught to believe growing up. I think that's where that Hotel California, comes in. Because what did it say at the bottom, which I really liked, is that it represents a journey from innocence to experience. We needed that experience. That's why we're here. We needed to have the experience so we could recognize that what we were told wasn't for us, necessarily anymore. Exploring how allure and excess, money, love, sex, drugs, alcohol, rock and roll, let's go there, can trap individuals in a glamorous but inescapable lifestyle. And they were talking about the Los Angeles music scene. Look at what little girls are, growing up with back in the 70s, which is when the song came out, was these magazines of these models. Twiggy was a model. If anyone knows Twiggy, she was not like the models we have today. She was Twig. She was very, I mean, the allure of being skinny, the allure of needing makeup. No offense to anybody who wears it, but needing makeup to look better. Well, what's wrong with looking at ourselves in the mirror and feeling satisfied and loved with that, right? Um, and I will tell you my own experience. So, because that's coming back to bite me in the ass. When I was 14, I had a nose job because I had a very long, skinny, ski slope kind of nose. And I wasn't proud of it. I wasn't proud to be a Native American. I wasn't proud to be an Italian. I wasn't taught to be. I was called names. So my body went through a trauma, which has been clearing over the last 4 years, from the inside out. But emotionally and mentally, I've been having to revisit the whys of that time, the whys that why did I have that? Why did I feel I needed that? Why wasn't I happy or in love with who Source created? I was telling Source that they were wrong. It was wrong. I was telling Source I could have done better, you know? But learning my own worth and my value, that's the consequence of the healing that I've been doing. Where are we going with this, Spirit? So, but yeah, that's just an example of growing up in the 70s or growing up at any time. It doesn't matter, 80s, 90s, 2000s, doesn't matter. We've all got this depiction of what's glamorous and how we should be and how we should look and how we should act. That everything outside of us tells us that we're wrong. We're incomplete, or we're not enough, and it tells us we don't have enough. So I love that I'm witnessing people. I'm witnessing aspects within myself start to stand up. The divine feminine that's been shut down, closed off, sequestered. I'm hearing that word. I've been not quite 100% sure what that means. Like hidden, sequestered. I don't know. Just burned at the stake, drowned. You whatever. If you're a light worker, you know that you've gone through all of that in one lifetime or another. You've been told you were too much, which gave you the impression that, it's funny to say this, it's kind of a dichotomy, but it gave you the impression that you weren't good enough because you were told you were too much. You saw too much. You know too much. You feel too much. So it doesn't matter which extreme it got thrown at us. We believed it because we didn't know. We didn't have the truth or the ability or the energy, the cosmic energies that have been cracking us open lately, in the last few years. But now we're done. We're done with that. We're done hiding. We're done pretending we don't know. We're done pretending that we don't feel. We're done pretending. And we're tapping into the feeling. We're tapping into the knowing. We're tapping into that intuition and really in that heart. It would just, that's how we're creating this new vibe that's going to, I'm hearing it's going to sweep the nation. So kind of like a tsunami, but that's not how it's being brought through. It's going to be, it's going to feel like it's been fast, but it's been over time. It's actually been coming and trickling in over time. but it's going to feel like it's a sudden whoosh across humanity. But it really isn't. Talk to me more about the Three of Wands. What are we building in the Three of Pentacles? What are we building? Reciprocity. Humanitarianism is going to be on the rise. Ooh, I like that. Wow, I like that a lot. We're building a an inner space and an outer space where we value our energy and our time and our effort more. We don't give more than what we are. Yeah, Luna agrees. We don't give more than what we are energetically capable of giving. And we're open to receive. Our hearts are open to receive, that in turn, but whatever we give out is enough. It's more than enough. Spirit is saying it's more than enough. Don't let anyone else pull you back down into that lack mentality, that less than mentality. Yeah, whole new world, man. Here in Aladdin, here in the theme from Aladdin, whole new world. We're building it, but it already exists. And but how do so saying it, we're building it, it's not sitting well with me, Spirit. I'm like balking at that. It's like we're when we remember our worth and our value, we raise our consciousness. And when we raise our consciousness, when we raise our consciousness, we remember our worth and our value, and that raises our frequency, and that raises, and then that frequency is what magnetizes this new way of being, that in this incarnation we probably haven't known it in the extent that it's coming, that we're going to experience it, but we have experienced it before in another time. I hope that came out right. If there's nothing in the closet for you, you've already got your food. So yeah, whole new world, building a new American dream. I'm gonna put that in. Okay, there we go. Because I just want to make sure the title doesn't just represent the U.S. of A. It's globally, it's planet wide. Talk to me more about this door to value. Yeah. Okay. Some will be holding on. Love that. So some will be. It's got to start small. One step at a time. But it starts with you. For some of you, you could be going back to taking some courses that help you clear this debt, this self-worth debt, the financial debt. We know we don't have to, look at him. He's so like holding on for dear life to his resources, his time, his energy, right? And by doing that, he puts very little effort in. He's putting more effort into protecting his money, protecting his heart, than he is in growing himself. And this here, very open, very giving, but also, how do we know that he's not receiving that pentacle from the universe, right? He could be giving and he could be receiving. So very open, very new, fresh energy. I want to say that on the money aspect of this, there's like new life being breathed into our relationship with money and why we need it, and do we need it, that kind of thing, you know, and our thoughts, and everyone is going to process this a little differently, but yeah, I'm kind of surprised that the Seven of Swords hasn't come out, but it did with an extra sword here with the Eight of Swords. It's like, you know, we've been trapped in so many lies and illusions all of our lives that, you know, I think you can all agree that 2020 kind of started opening everybody's eyes to what really was real, really was going on, and what wasn't, versus, you know, compared to what we were being told. Yeah, it just keeps growing. It just keeps growing. Future generations. Yeah, look at that. We're creating something pretty amazing here in the future. I'm just going to take what's sticking out of the deck here. Nine of Cups. Yeah, creating fulfillment. Yeah, the experience. So I'm going to read that again because that's just sticking in my craw here. It represents the journey from innocence to experience. The magician is experience. He has gone through his journey and he's got all of the tools that Spirit has given him. And he's ready. He's ready. He knows his power. He knows how to work his magic. He knows how to manifest. I also want to, you know, just put a little, you know, asterisk here that I've even noticed that the way of manifestation, you know, we start out years ago on the journey, and we're doing how do we manifest? We're looking up law of attraction. We're looking up this and that, and that's changing. We're recognizing that we are already the abundance. We are already the manifestation. It's the frequent. There's a frequency that that is, how do I want to say that? Look at that. Abundance. A lot of ego deaths for sure. How do I want to say that? I don't know how to say what I was getting at here. Our frequency is our currency, and that was said to me, and I've had to let that sink in after the last few weeks. I'm getting it. I'm getting it because when we raise our consciousness and our frequency does change, and that's when, you know, we learn we don't have to be in this energy of fear, greed. You know, I got to hold on to my money because if I don't, I won't have anything. Well, you got to let go of your money to have anything. But the frequency shifts and changes how money comes to you. There's, you know, no longer needing to work harder to get to where we're going. Yeah, the Fool, the Hierophant, and the Page of Wands just fell right out of the deck here. Definitely on a new path, a new journey. The Fool's journey of innocence to experience, and we've got to look at our tradition as well, what we were told, how we grew up. Many of us turning to a higher power, our higher selves, and getting guidance that way instead of relying on the old ways of getting information. Want to clarify that, please? I don't know how. Yeah, know the truth. Okay, knowing the truth. Really, okay. Moving away from a lot of tradition. Many of us are, moving. Collectively, we are moving away from the old paradigm of we're not good enough. We're not worthy of love. We're not worthy of abundance. We're not worthy, and that has been happening all across the board for the last few years, for sure. Many of you are, like I said, when I said turning to the higher power, I didn't mean something outside of yourself. I meant something within yourself, your own divinity, going into that Queen of Cups, like I said, the heart space, and feeling things through, getting the truth through that. That's where the truth lies. And I feel like some of you may be teaching about what you're learning, maybe being on a platform like this and just sharing your experiences. You guys, I share what I learn as I go along. I mean, I know what I don't know, and I share what I'm learning, and what I'm remembering, and it that shifts and changes all the time. And if you've watched me for the last few years, you know that. Um, but and that's okay. That's okay, because we learn. The journey is not a straight line. It's a cycle. It spirals, and we have to raise up in frequency, and then we raise up again, and we raise up again, and so it's and we do that through our experience. So anything else? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna get a. Didn't realize I've been on here for more than a half an hour. Did not feel like it. So that means that coffee's cold. Didn't even. I don't even know where I went. I just kind of was like, not even here. All right. Get a final message from the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle for this collective message. Building a new dream. Spirit, building a new dream. The Central Sun, abundance, downloads, regeneration, success. For sure. Definitely, there's that innocence. Like the Sun card, has the horse and the child on it. The innocence. Getting you're being lit up or being recharged. Light codes, Hathor light codes, light immersion, full system upgrade, power recall. Absolutely, 100%. Earth Star activation, anchoring, grounded action, Isis energy. This is beautiful, embodiment energy, anchoring all of these downloads, this remembrance, of who we are, and versus what we were always told about ourselves, and how we had to live, and how we had to look, and how we had to act, and it's just all being renewed with it. It was just this new, I want to say force behind it, but it's not like a powerful. It is powerful, but it's not a power. It's an empowered. I keep saying that lately in a lot of videos I've been doing. So just remember to keep yourself grounded. This could feel very overwhelming, like I said, to many. Just make sure you are getting enough grounding time, crystals, water, salt baths, touch grass, however you've got to do it. But we are anchoring in a new higher timeline, and these light codes are definitely coming in to assist us with all of that. So I hope that all made sense. I feel like there was more that Spirit wanted to say, but I, I, I don't know. Maybe I'm not in the frequency to say more. So if they'll bring it through when it's time. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna take care of some of the rest of April's zodiac readings, and I will see you next time. I love you. Have a great week, everyone.